Woo! Hey everybody, welcome to another one of Chris's beer reviews. I picked up a beer at the LCBO that I have been a little hesitant to buy. That is because it kind of looks like, an orange pop. I'm not a fan of orange pop. I know that sounds ridiculous. This is called Shock Top Belgian White, and it is a Belgian style wheat ale. Shock Top Brewing Company is the brewer, and it is brewed in St. Louis, Missouri. It is 5.2% ABV at 473 milliliters, and it says that it is an ale with coriander, orange, lemon, and lime peel. Contains wheat. Yeah, so it looks pretty cool. One thing that I forgot to point out is you could see an orange, a slice of orange, and it kind of has like a dude's face with sunglasses and a mohawk of wheat around his head, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm going to be drinking it out of this wonderful tall glass that I got from the Baltic Brewery. And here goes. Wow. That's a lot of smoke. Really exploded out the top. Go for the pour. Looks very carbonated as it's being poured. It also has a very standard orange looking color for a white beer. Very translucent. We got about a 2-finger head there. It's been a while since I've had a solid even 2-finger head. And I'm really just picking up on the oranges. I smell the peels in there that they were talking about. And I do smell a fair bit of coriander, believe it or not. Now, this is one of those beers, I mentioned it recently. Oh, it's very good. This is one of those beers where I would take an actual orange peel and not orange peel, a slice of orange, and I would squeeze it and I would put it in my beer. For some reason, white beers, when you put slices of orange into them, it does something to the aromas. It allows it to breathe better. It tastes more potent. It smells more potent. Surprisingly, out of all the white ales that I've ever had, this one tastes more like orange out of them all. So kudos to you, Shock Top. I only found this at one LCBO in my area, so may not necessarily be easy to find for everybody, but if you like white ales or if you like orange type beers, there's nothing really wrong with this one. I'm finding that some of the white beers that are coming out these days just don't generally cut it. There's a perfect example out there, but I can't think about it right now. I'm gonna have to get back to you all. It's not Rickard's white. There was another white. I don't know if it was Alexander Keith's white. Could be. I'm not too sure. It could also be one other brand, but I can't remember the name. Sleeman's white. That could be it. I'm going to have to get back to you. Yeah, so one thing I don't really like about this beer is while you're drinking it, the one thing taking away from its refreshing attributes is it has a bit of grittiness to it. And when I explain that a beer tastes gritty, it means that while I'm drinking it, I feel like it feels in your throat like there are little things in the beer that brush up against your throat as you're drinking it. It's kind of like it's like an unfiltered taste, kind of, if that makes any sense. I guarantee you this is clear as can be. There's no issues with the filtration process here, which is why I'm just going back to saying that it's a gritty taste. But the gritty taste isn't prominent. All like that's why I'm not gagging. That's why I'm not. All of the tastes in this beer are very good, and you can taste them all. Like if I wouldn't have read the ingredients, I guarantee you I would have even been able to pick up on coriander for one of the first times. Being able to pick up on it without reading it, you know, going in blind. And another flavor I've recently discovered in a beer was grapefruit, and I've never been able to taste that in a beer on my own before, and I was very pleased. Uh, so another great attribute about this beer, not only does it maintain its head very well, but you can, like I've mentioned on very many other recent beers, you can recreate the head. You can make it bigger. This is one of those beers where you get a lot of the flavor from the head. Yeah, so I taste the oranges, I taste the coriander, but I think it was talking about lemon or lime peels in here. Um, Lemon and lime peel. I don't really taste that. I don't really taste, you know, when you shave off a little bit of lime peel or orange peel or lemon peel. There's a name for it. I don't remember what it's called, but I know that taste, and I'm not really picking up on it in here. If anything, that is probably what is adding to the grittiness of the beer. That's just an assumption. So overall, this beer is just a little bit above average. Um, the ending was pretty gross, but I'm gonna let that slide because it was the last sip. I think I'm gonna give this a 2.7 or a 2.8 out of 5. If anybody would like to argue that, please let me know down below. If I miss anything, I'll throw it in the description down below. Aside from that, would I buy this again? No, it's not my kind of beer. It's not bad. It's not great. I like when I go out for beer and I know that I'm going to be enjoying beer. I want to grab something that's excuse me. I want to grab something that's at least a 3.5 out of 5. And you know, it's really funny that I noticed. One thing that's absolutely terrible about Canada is you go to a party and you got all these losers that are drinking Canadians and Blue and Budweiser and all of your like standard shit. Why isn't everybody experimenting? Like, I understand you might like dabble upon a beer and it might taste like shit. Like, if I'm a you know a hardcore lager fan or an ale fan, and then one day I go and I'm like, I want to try something different, and then I pick up like Dab or Grolsch or Fax or Crest, or like I could just keep going down the list. I could see why you don't like it, but there's a lot of damn good beers out there, and I think that everybody should be experimenting a lot more than they are. It's really sad, actually. It's really sad. For all those people that look at a beer and they're like, 3.55, 7 something, 11 something. Dude, if you're buying 10, 20, 30, $40 bottles of wine, give the beer a chance. There's no problems with it. You'd be blown away at the fact that you can go to the LCBO or I can't say the beer store. If you go to the beer store, you're getting tall cans of shit, or you're getting, you know, 6, 12, and 2 4-packs of stuff that you have to buy at a large quantity. If you just go to LCBO, you could buy very, very fine beers, and you'll be blown away. Beer reviewers out there can support me on this, but I'm talking about beers like Young's Double Chocolate Stout. I'm talking about Muskoka Double Chocolate Cranberry Stout, Muskoka Summer 2011 Weiss Beer. I could just keep going. There's so many different good beers out there. Samuel Smith's Infinium Ale. There you go. A beer that fit into a champagne bottle and looked like a champagne, and people were still too cheap to buy that. Um, there's so many good brews out there. You got to give beer a chance, man. You can't expect to go to your local pub or bar and they're gonna have things there that you've never tried before, because those local pubs are going to be trying to cater to the things that sell the most at LCBO and the beer store. Hence, okay, I'm going to name like a 5, 6, 7, 8 beers that are at every single bar that I know, okay? Canadian. Crappy ass Coors Light. Creemore Springs. Guinness. Blue. Heineken. Heineken isn't bad. It's probably the best premium skunky tasting beer you can buy out there. I can keep going. Harp. Believe it or not, I don't know why, but at almost every bar that I go to, I see Harp. Do you see Harp at LCBO? No, I don't see it at LCBO. What else is there? Keith's. Alexander Keith's. Who drinks Alexander Keith's now? That was like the hype of high school. High school for me was like 10 years ago. Please, everybody, grow up. Anyways, I'm done with my rant. I could just keep going on. I should like make a one single rant beer review. Anyways, everybody, don't drink and drive, but drink responsibly. And thanks for joining Chris on another one of his beer reviews. Cheers.